Ever wonder why some people seem to pack on muscle just by looking at weights, while others struggle to see gains after months of training? Or why lifting heavier weights doesn't always mean bigger muscles? What's the deal? Well, here's the thing. Building muscle isn't just about lifting heavy weights. It's about understanding the science behind how your body actually builds new muscle. In this video, we're gonna break down the science of hypertrophy so you can start seeing real results. Alright, let's get down to the basics. What exactly happens when your muscles grow? I'm talking about real, measurable hypertrophy. Not just that pump you feel after a workout. Hypertrophy is the process of your muscle fibers increasing in size. Muscle growth or hypertrophy is the process where existing muscle fibers get thicker and stronger. Not by creating new fibers, but by repairing and enlarging the ones you already have. Think of your muscle fibers as the building blocks. Inside them, myofibrils contract to produce movement. When you challenge your muscles with resistance training, you're causing microscopic tears in those muscle fibers. These micro tears signal your body to repair and rebuild those fibers stronger and bigger. In recovery, your body repairs these tears by synthesizing new proteins, resulting in thicker, stronger fibers. Imagine your muscles as a brick wall. Every workout chips away at some bricks, and during recovery, you not only replace them, but add extra mortar to make the wall even stronger. There's a difference between muscle damage that leads to growth and just plain overdoing it. The key takeaway here is that hypertrophy is about stimulating your muscles to grow larger and stronger. Have you ever wondered why rest days are just as important as your workouts? Remember, muscles grow not during training, but during recovery, when they rebuild bigger and stronger. We know that hypertrophy is all about making those muscle fibers bigger. But how do we actually make that happen? There are three primary mechanisms: mechanical tension, muscle damage, and metabolic stress. First up, mechanical tension. This is the most important factor in muscle growth. Mechanical tension is the force that your muscles generate when you lift weights. The heavier the weight, the more tension you create, and the more you signal those muscle fibers to grow. Use compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses to maximize tension. Now, this doesn't mean you should just load up the bar with as much weight as possible and sacrifice form. Do you know if your workout routine is truly challenging your muscles or just going through the motions? Next, we have muscle damage, which we touched on earlier. Controlled muscle damage, like the micro tears we discussed, is actually a good thing for muscle growth. These tiny injuries signal your body to repair the damage, activating satellite cells that rebuild fibers stronger than before. Incorporate slow, controlled reps to increase the eccentric load and therefore muscle damage. Think of it like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. Each stroke or tear is essential for creating a masterpiece. Could pushing your muscles to the point of good pain be the secret to unlocking massive gains? But again, there's a fine line between productive muscle damage and injury. Finally, we have metabolic stress. You know that burning sensation you get during a tough set? That's metabolic stress. It's caused by the buildup of byproducts like lactic acid in your muscles during exercise. And it plays a role in muscle growth by increasing cellular swelling and triggering the release of growth factors and hormones. Use techniques like drop sets, supersets, and short rest intervals to maximize metabolic stress. Did you know that metabolic stress can stimulate muscle growth even when you're not lifting the heaviest weights? This is why many advanced lifters mix rep ranges for optimal gains. Have you ever wondered if that satisfying pump is really a sign of serious muscle growth? So, to recap, mechanical tension, muscle damage, and metabolic stress are the three key players in muscle growth. Now, let's talk hormones. We all know hormones play a huge role in how our bodies function, and muscle growth is no exception. Think of hormones as chemical messengers that travel through your bloodstream, telling your muscles what to do. When it comes to building muscle, some of the key players are testosterone, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor, or IGF-1. Testosterone is the big dog in the muscle building world. It's a naturally occurring hormone that's responsible for increasing protein synthesis and boosting muscle growth. Now ladies, don't worry, you have testosterone too, just not as much as men. Growth hormone is another important hormone that stimulates muscle growth and repair. It helps your body utilize amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to build and repair muscle tissue. And then there's IGF-1, which is produced by your liver in response to growth hormone. IGF-1 plays a crucial role in muscle cell growth and regeneration. Insulin helps transport nutrients into cells, fueling recovery and growth. Cortisol is a stress hormone that can break down muscle when its levels are high. Managing stress and getting enough sleep is crucial to keep cortisol in check. Think of hormones as the conductors of an orchestra. Each one must play its part in perfect harmony to produce the symphony of muscle growth. What if a slight imbalance in your hormones is holding back your gains despite your hard work? Getting enough sleep, proper nutrition, and reducing stress helps optimize hormonal balance for muscle growth. Muscles are built in the gym, but they're fueled in the kitchen. Without proper nutrition, all your hard work will be in vain. You can train as hard as you want, but if your nutrition isn't on point, you're leaving serious gains on the table. Why? Because building muscle requires the right fuel. Think of your body like a construction site and food as the building materials. Without enough of the right materials, the construction project, in this case, building muscle, simply can't be completed. So, what are the essential nutrients for muscle growth? Let's break it down. Protein is the first thing that comes to mind, and for good reason. It provides the amino acids your muscles need to repair and rebuild after a workout. You want to make sure you're eating enough protein throughout the day, not just after you train. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Next up, carbohydrates. Carbs often get a bad rap, but they're crucial for replenishing your glycogen stores, which are your muscle's primary energy source. Without enough glycogen, your workouts will suffer and you won't be able to push yourself as hard. Next up, fats. They are essential for hormone production, especially testosterone. Lastly, hydration. Even mild dehydration can reduce performance and muscle function. Incorporate whole foods like chicken, fish, eggs, rice, and vegetables into your diet. And consider supplements like whey protein if needed. Are you fueling your body for muscle growth, or are you inadvertently sabotaging your gains with a poor diet? We've talked about training, we've talked about nutrition, but now it's time to address the often overlooked aspect of muscle growth recovery. Here's the truth. Muscles don't grow when you're training, they grow when you're recovering. Think of it this way. You're in the gym, pushing your muscles to their limit, causing those micro tears we talked about. That's the stimulus for growth, the signal that tells your body to adapt and get stronger. But the actual growth, the rebuilding and strengthening of those muscle fibers, that happens during recovery. So how do you ensure you're maximizing your recovery? First and foremost, prioritize sleep. Sleep is when your body goes into repair mode, releasing hormones like growth hormone and testosterone that are essential for muscle growth. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Next, don't underestimate the power of rest days. I know it can be tempting to hit the gym every day, but your body needs time to recover and rebuild. Remember, overtraining can actually hinder your progress. Active recovery is another powerful tool in your recovery arsenal. Light activities like walking or stretching improve circulation and reduce soreness. Consider recovery as the forge where your muscles are melted down and cast anew, stronger and more resilient than before. Do you really believe that pushing through fatigue without proper rest is the key to growth? Finally, the role of genetics in muscle growth. Not everyone builds muscle at the same rate, and a lot of it comes down to genetics. Fast twitch or type 2 fibers are more prone to hypertrophy than slow twitch or type 1 fibers. Some individuals naturally have higher testosterone levels, giving them a genetic edge. Genetic factors determine muscle shape and insertion points, which affect how full your muscles look. How much of your muscle building potential is predetermined by your DNA? And how much can you change with hard work? Now, let's put it all together. The smartest approach combines several techniques to ensure maximum muscle activation and progressive overload. So there you have it, the science behind hypertrophy. Now you understand that it's not just about lifting heavy weights, it's about training smart, eating right, and prioritizing recovery. Remember, lift heavy, but focus on form and that mind-muscle connection. Fuel your body with enough protein, carbs, and healthy fats to support muscle growth and recovery. And make sure you're getting enough quality sleep and allowing for proper rest. Muscle growth takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't settle for plateaus. Challenge yourself with progressive overload and embrace the process of constant improvement. What's stopping you from unlocking your full muscle building potential? If you found this video insightful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the science of fitness. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's push our limits together. See you next time. Keep watching MedGroww and take care of yourself.